Welcome to Mystical Empowerment Time. I am Deb Bullions coming to you from the not so sunny Gold Coast of Australia. We're having a little bit of rain, but we do need that. So I hope that you've been having a fabulous week thus far. I know it's been active with loads and loads of energies going on and solar flares and all kinds of interesting activities. But here we are, everybody's well, and I'm so looking forward to taking a caller today and then moving on to our special topic for the day. As always, I love to share information and teachings. And today's topic is channeling and how that actually works, what we can do with it, how we can use it, and how it can benefit us. So if you yourself are a psychic, or a medium, or are learning how to do these things, then the likelihood is that you can channel as well. I like to say we are like a radio dial, the old-fashioned, old-school radio dial, where we had to move that arm to the station that we wanted to tune into. So if we want to tune into beings who have crossed over because we're a medium, then we would have it on that particular station. If we would, however, like to talk to angels, we move the dial a little bit and ask for the angels to come through. Now, we can hear the words ourselves, or we can choose to channel them, which is to allow those beings to give us the words to say, or when we really trust them, to allow them to place the words in our mouth, which is quite advanced, without knowing beforehand what they're going to say. And in those cases, when I do these channels, I tend to be sitting in the back seat and letting them use the front seat. So I'm still here in my body, but they are saying what they need to say. And I say, please don't put it in my brain so I'm not tempted to edit it. I'm hearing it as the same time as the beings or the people that are in the audience listening to the channels. So a little bit later on, we will take you through what that process is like. But what can you use it for? Well, you've probably all heard of Lee, who channels Cryon. You've probably heard of Abraham Hicks, which is Esther Hicks, who channels Abraham. And they have their specialties. They channel a particular being, and that being has things that they need to impart to the world. So yes, there are the world-class channelers who have a single being, but for those of us who do readings, we can also channel people's spirit guides. And in fact, usually we do without realizing it. But we can decide that we want to be more intentional with it. We can decide that, say to the client, we're going to allow your spirit guide to speak to you now. They have some very important messages that we don't wish to basically put in our words. We'd like them to put it in their words. So, wow, we have Lisa coming to us from San Jose, California. Are you there, Lisa?
I'm here. I'm here, Deb.
I'm so
I
excited to talk to you because San Jose is my hometown. That is where I was born and grew up.
oh nice, nice. I just want a general reading. If you, I'm
Sure.
struggling with work right now. I want to see what no, what should I do?
Okay. So I feel as though the first thing that they show me is a young man. Now, are you staying for family reasons? Are you sticking this out for family reasons?
For convenience.
Convenience, because okay.
Yeah.
So is there do you have a son, or is there a young man at work that is causing a bit of an issue?
No.
Okay, I'm wondering why they came in with this young man to begin with. Let me just get a tap and a hold on this. Won't be a moment. I just need to go a little deeper into the energy and ask them what's going on. Okay. I've got to say, there feels like very much you are, um, I want to say the way that you approach things is very light, very genuine, caring, but I feel like there's a lot of oppression. I don't know how to explain this. It feels very heavy around you, not coming from you, but like it's coming from the situation. Does that make any sense to you? Like, are there some oppressive rules or oppressive ways that things have to be done?
Yes, yes,
Because
and I agree with
it
it.
feels like there you are in this heavy environment, but you're a very light, um, you like to do things and just take things in your stride. But it's like they want to make a bigger deal of things, or things have to be done and taken very seriously. It just feels like a very much a mismatch of energy for you.
Yeah, yeah. So would it be wise to stay or look for something else or give it time?
I'll always give you two paths, because obviously I'm not here to make the decision, but let's have a look down both what happens if you stay and what happens if you go. So we'll look down both paths, and that can give you an idea of what might feel better to you. So if you
Mm,
stay, um, they said that it's almost like having to resign yourself to the fact that you can't impart change there. And they make me feel like you're a person who is all for change for the better, all for taking on new things if it's going to lead to better outcomes. But I just feel this oppressive wall that you're dealing with, like you can't actually influence the change. So they're
mhm.
saying it would be a matter of changing your mindset to accept this is how it is. But I don't feel like it would get any easier from their side of things. It doesn't feel like the environment's going to change. It would be you constantly working on your mindset. And of
Okay.
course, we can get used to anything and get our head around anything that we have to, but it doesn't mean we're enjoying ourselves. So it doesn't feel very enjoyable. So let's see what it feels like if you go, where you would go, if they can show me how things would actually look. Okay. Wow. Now, are you in tech at all?
No.
Because it's like them showing me, and I don't know if they're just giving me examples, but it's like working for an old organization that does things one way, but there's a new, not new, there's an organization out there for you that has a much more, I want to say, youthful, exuberant outlook, and they're very much
Hmm.
for people who are of your, I say vibration, but your quality of person. So let me just see if they can give me detail around this. They just said you can literally secure another role within 3 to 4 weeks without having to leave your existing role.
Okay.
So they're saying you can apply while you are where you are, and within 3 to 4 weeks, you'd have an offer. So it's
Nice. Okay.
one interview. They're showing me that you can even do it online, that they would be open to an online interview so that you don't have to take any time off or travel. And they're saying, and then they would tell you you're one of two or one of three, then an in-person interview would be arranged. And it would be just a matter of days after that that you would secure it.
Nice. Okay.
They're talking about needing to have your resume or CV revitalized. Have you just done that?
Have I? No, I haven't updated my resume.
Because they're saying if you have somebody do, have you got a niece that is of because they're showing me like somebody in the family who can do it for you.
A resume?
Yeah, just refreshing. So the
Ah,
information is fine. It's just the reformatting. And they're saying there's somebody, it's either a friend's daughter or a niece. There's somebody very close to you that could say, like, hey, I'll just, I'll just whip that up for you in a daily. So not a problem.
oh, okay. I probably do. I have friends in human resource. Um, but
Yeah, because
I'll
there's
think of somebody that can help me with that.
Yeah, because it's really just the graphics. They're saying the information is there. You could look at the keywords and the buzzwords to update those, but they're saying that graphically it just needs representing. And so it's
Okay,
not even about having to rewrite everything. It's just change a few keywords in the last couple of positions and then let somebody that has fresh eyes just pop it into a different format for you.
got it.
But they're
Okay,
saying
okay,
they're saying quickly. They're saying like if you could get it done next week, you could be in a whole new position in 4 weeks' time.
okay,
And they're saying normally
okay,
things don't move that quickly, but it's just like there's this window. You're asking at the perfect time, and they're saying, yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. Just change that CV, that resume, and
okay,
have a look, and you'll be like, this seems too good to be true, but it will be true. And they're saying it's not
okay,
even, they're saying it's not even, they just said the words to me around the corner. So I know nothing's around the corner in San Jose, but they're trying to say that it's very much in the area for you. So you will not have huge commutes or anything else.
okay. And then do you see it in the same profession or something different?
They say it's one step away from what you do right now. So let me just ask them to explain that. What's one step away mean? Same skills used in a similar industry, but slightly differently. So it's like you're still using the same skills, but they are just applied to a different type of industry. It's similar but different.
Okay, okay,
They're
okay.
saying
I think I.
there's a reason that they say similar but different because they're almost like I think you'll be able to find some keyword searches. Do you use LinkedIn?
Yes, I do.
Because they're saying if you use the keyword searches for your prominent skills, that it's going to open up like a whole new world for you instead of thinking of the exact same industry.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah, so they're like same
that's
skills,
helpful.
just used slightly differently. Similar industry, but not exactly the same. So this seems very easy. And I feel like, have you had been having headaches or is it just the pressure?
Pressure, headaches, both.
Yeah, because they're saying it's like the end of the headaches. You're just going to be laughing because you're going to be like, why did I wait so long? Because they were never going to change. It was up to you to make the change. And there's so many good
Okay,
things out there for you. And they're
okay.
saying you're at a stage where you shouldn't have to work this hard. Um, you should really be able to enjoy what you do now and
Yeah.
not have to have that kind of pressure put upon you.
Okay.
They say you're very good at what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I just want to see if there's anything else that they want to talk to you about today. Um, what does this mean? So they just said the phrase to me with love, you just need to slow it down.
Slow down, love.
Yeah, so they're talking about on the with romance, with love, they're saying you just need to slow it down a little bit. And I feel like what they're saying is for you to slow down, to be able to spend more focused time. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, romance in the house hasn't been that great. um,
Okay.
Slowing it down in like what ways? Like maybe Am I asking for too much, or am I running too fast where I need a little bit more romance? I'm not quite sure.
Sure. So I think what they're saying is more focus um, on it.
Okay.
Actually taking the time to think through things that they would like to do and you'd be okay with, because it's like I feel like there's coexistence, but there's not focused effort on having really enjoyable times together.
Okay. That makes sense.
And so, yeah, so they're just saying, just slow down a little bit and think, what would they really like? What can I do to give them a bit of a treat? And then to actually be freed up to spend time to enjoy it with them so that they know, look, I'm putting the focused effort in. It's your turn to choose next time what we do that you think I would enjoy.
I see. Okay.
So it's just a little
Okay.
revitalization, just revitalizing that love life a little bit.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a challenge.
They think
Thank you
that
for
things will change for you when this job changes. It's going to give
okay.
you back more time and it's going to give you back more energy. It might take you between 1 and 3 months for you to regulate your nervous system again because of all the stress you've been under. But they said once you do that, you're going to feel wonderful and then you're actually going to look forward to revitalizing the relationship again.
Okay. I'm so glad they
Because it
brought that
feels
up.
just this feels a bit too hard right now.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think great things are coming for you, and thank you so much for calling today.
Thank you so much, Deb. I really
Take
appreciate this.
You're so welcome. Take care, Lisa.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay. I have done something to my screen. There we go. Got it back. Okay. What I was talking to you about before our beautiful caller, Lisa, which how ironic is that? She was from the hometown that I grew up in. And I do get back there, but it's usually about every 5 years, although COVID put me a little off track for that. All righty, back to channeling. Now, channeling is a fantastic thing that we can do, not just for the sake of being in front of an audience, but even for ourselves. So if you imagine that you can get advice from any being that who has ever lived, or any being who you know of in spirit, this can be a great resource and a great thing to do for yourself. So imagine you need some advice around the industry that you're in, and you know of a great innovator from the past who is now in spirit. And you think, could I really talk to the person who founded ABC? Yes, you could. Perhaps you need some spiritual advice and you have a go to. Maybe you're a fan of Jesus. Maybe you're a fan of Buddha. Maybe you're a fan of Kuan Yin or any of the other ascended masters over there. There's nothing stopping you from connecting with them. If you know how to connect with yourself and you know how to connect with your spirit team of guides and angels or your higher self, whoever you trust that you can connect with easily, then you just ask them to support you to safely connect with this particular being that you wish to connect with. Now, I always say what we receive is usually as good as our questions. So it's very important that we spend some time working on good questions. When I do this for myself, I usually only ask 3 to 5 questions. I'll put them down on paper so that I don't forget them, and I know what it is that I want to receive from the session. Now, no surprises with spirit. Sometimes that's not what we talk about because spirit will know what we really need. We might be looking down here thinking small, and they may be saying, oh, actually, it's over here that we need to focus. But I would say 80% of the time, preparing the questions ahead of time is helpful. Then you can go into whatever your practices are to be prepared to talk to spirit. For some people, that's candle gazing and taking a few deep breaths, stepping away from the busy mind and allowing their awareness to fall into their heart chakra or their body and away from that busy, busy head. For other people, that might be listening to a meditation app. And for others, yet, they have their own ritual to prepare themselves to feel ready to connect to spirit. Once we do that, most of us have some spiritual hygiene, which is clearing ourselves of any energies that are not our own and making sure that we're in good shape and ready to work. In that case, after that's all done, then we can ask our team to help us to connect with the being. We can also ask if that being is safe to connect with and if they will work with us, because not all beings are for all people. Most of the time, they're happy to help us humans, those of us that are left back here. Give you an example. Last night, I was at a circle and I taught, I believe it was 10 women. A couple of them knew how to do this already. They'd been to my courses, but some of the others had never had a channeling experience at all. By taking them deeply into a meditation and into relaxation, we were able to call forward 3 beings. And you can do this yourself as well. As I said, make sure you do it safely, make sure that you're supported by your own team, and then call them in. We then ask for them to allow us to feel their energy. And then we would ask the 2 questions. We prepared 2 questions for each being. And last night's beings that we channeled were Isis, Thoth, or Thoth, however you say that. And the last one was Archangel Ariel. And so we prepared questions for each of them. Isis told us about what we needed to know about the divine feminine, females at this point in time on the planet. And Thoth helped us to be ready for coming current events. What did we need to know to prepare ourselves? And Archangel Ariel taught us some lessons about working with animals and insects and reptiles. So I thought that I would share a few of the things that we learned last night to give you an insight on how valuable channeling can actually be. Myself, I personally received a message from Archangel Ariel that surprised me. She said that the bugs, and in our case in Australia, we have geckos and little skink, little lizards, and other things that might be in the home. And she said that they're typically terrified of humans, whether it's a spider, whether it's a cockroach, whether it's whatever it is, they typically don't want to show themselves. And she said, so if one shows itself to you, ask what the message is, because they often have messages to bring. And if we can't hear those messages, we can look up what's the significance of that particular little insect or reptile. They have messages. She said, so if they're putting themselves in harm's way for you, you should feel honored that they have shown you they're present. Now, she's not talking about an invasion of ants or cockroaches in your home. Obviously, we have to find ways to deter them and send them elsewhere. But she's saying just the odd little thing, or if we continue to see a certain thing over and over, then there's probably a message, and we should probably look to try to understand what that is. She had other messages for people as well about how to honor our sea life, how to honor our animals. And one of the messages was that animals are one of the last bastion of unconditional love on this earth. And for those who are pet lovers, we already know this, but even the animals in nature, if we want to watch unconditional love in action, the way that they behave with their families very often shows us a really good example of what it is to love a being. And if we are lucky enough to interact with them, we can usually feel that as well from them. So it was all about honoring and respecting them. And she also said, recognize that they have a right to be here. They have a right as much as we have a right, and we should find ways to peacefully coexist wherever possible, including removing anything that could be dangerous as well, putting them into a safer space. So that was some of the information that we received from our channels from Archangel Ariel last night. And we had messages from Isis as well. And if you would like to receive your own, again, I suggest that you allow yourself to follow a guided meditation into a nice, relaxed, it's a change of brainwaves, is what it is, and have your questions ready. Go ahead. Some may want to actually write the questions down. Others of you might feel like you can just remember. But I do encourage you to give it a try. And if you'd like to learn, you can find me at www.spiritquestschool.org. And if you don't see dates up for your area, you can send me a message and request, and we can organize something for you and your surrounding areas. I love to teach. And if you'd like a reading from me, you can find me at www.deb, that's D-E-B, .bullions, that's BULLIONS.com.au, which stands for Australia. Thank you so much. I will see you or hear from me next week, same time.